So just before the video does start, just a quick little ad on a trading service I offer over on Twitch. I do daily trading guides including loads of price sheets for special card trading, silver trading and so on and so on. And you get them daily over there for £5 a month or free with Amazon Prime. Yo, what's up guys and welcome to a brand new video. So in today's video, what we're going to be talking about is how you guys can learn different markets to help you guys learn how to trade. So what I'm going to be teaching you is how I learn markets, the best way how I find to store data, and how it can aid you to trading. Now I'm going to show you how to, learn three different markets. You've got the silver market, you've got the special card with shadow and hunter market, and the icon market, which are three markets I actually track myself. So without further ado, we're going to start with the lower budget market to learn, and that is going to be the silver market. Now the silver market, the players you're learning are going to be expensive silvers used for League SBCs. So before you can learn the market, you've got to learn which are expensive silvers. So what I'd recommend is head over to Footbin and go over here to players. If we can click on players. You'll then see all the League SBCs. For example, we will start off and we will go through the Premier League. There we go. So this is the Premier League SBC. Now what I need to do is I need to identify which players are expensive and therefore which ones I need to learn. So what I'll do is I'm going to click on the completed ones. We're going to click here. And what I'm looking for is I'm looking for where players aren't playing an actual a player in the correct position. So I can see that where they're not playing a left back in the left back, and I can see that they're not playing a striker at the striker. Therefore, I can go off the presumption that the expensive positions in this team are left back and striker. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to load up the spreadsheet, and I'm going to go and type in Bournemouth. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and type left back, and I'm going to go and type striker. In fact, I'm going to probably do this. I'm going to go left back and striker. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the likes of FIFA, and I'm going to go Premier League, Bournemouth, striker. And again, we're looking for the silvers. The silver is going to be, as you can see, because they use a player out of that position, the silver is literally 3k. So I can go and write, okay, Bournemouth. I'm going to write silver right here, striker. And again, we can look at these prices right here. We see 2.5k, but in the end, they'll give or take instantly sell at 2.9k. So I'm going to go and write silver, striker, 2.9k. And I'm going to go and write Bournemouth, and then let's have a little look. Left back. There we go. Also, you do want to see if there's any bronzes, but I can tell you for free there are neither bronzes for Bournemouth. Now I'm going to have a look at left back, because again, they didn't use left back, which therefore would hint towards it being an expensive position. Okay, we're seeing it's about 1.8k. Let's see what it sells instantly at. It will sell instantly at give or take about 1.7k. So now I can go and write silver, Bournemouth, left back, 1.7k. Which means if I go and look at these in the future, I know that, well, the left back used to be 1.7k and the striker used to be 2.9k. So let's say, I don't know, it's an hour later. I was like, okay, well, I've written down here, Bournemouth, striker, silver, 2.9k. And one pops up for 1.9k. I'd go and buy that and then sell it for 2.9k because I know that's where he's fluctuated to. We'll show you this with another team as well. What is the next team? Arsenal. Arsenal can work. I'm trying to find a good example, which isn't too mainstream. Let's say Leicester. Leicester's actually quite an interesting one. So again, let's go click on here, and let's go and see what positions have they avoided using in Leicester. So the positions that they've avoided using is goalkeeper and right back. Any other positions they've avoided using? Nope. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to Footbin. And I'm going to go have a look at Leicester goalkeepers and right back. So again, goalkeeper. There we go. I mean, yep. Goalkeeper. And the goalkeeper from Leicester, as we can presume, or as we, I guess, thought, is basically 2.4k. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over that spreadsheet again. And I'm going to go and write Leicester. Leicester. I'm going to go and put silver there. I'm going to go silver. Goalkeeper, 2.4k. And again, we're going to go and check that right back because they didn't use a right back. Therefore, we can presume that the right back is expensive. And the right back is coming in at 2k, 2.1k. Okay, so we can see that he's basically going for 2k. So that one there for 1.5k, theoretically, I could actually go and buy that. We've got silver, right back, 2k. And as I say, the idea is that you'll go and build up a database of every single team. And then what you'll do is you'll basically go, okay, Bournemouth striker, cool, 2.9k. Let me go and throw that in right there. And there we go, boom, 1.9k. And you can see that was just sitting on the market. But because we've got that previous market knowledge, we know we can go and sell him for 2.9k. Do ignore the players on the transfer list. And again, let's go left back. Okay, so we saw earlier the left backs were 1.7k. Are there any good deals? Okay, I mean, I could buy that for 1.4, sell that for 1.7. It's nothing interesting. All right, let's head over to Leicester. I've just seen how to bet with Leicester. Please don't comment it. I've just seen. Okay, Leicester right back. Okay, so I know these go for 2k, 1.4k, 200 coins in. That's probably not worth my time. Goalkeeper. Okay, I saw these sell for 1.4k. 2.2k again, not really worth my time. And the idea is that you're just going to build up a database of all the expensive silvers. So, that is number one, how I recommend getting these prices. And again, the cheapest on the market is give or take what they will sell for. Very rarely will the cheapest on the market not be. No, I actually do this as my sub perk. I literally cover every single league for these. And I'll go for them I go for them day by day by day. Obviously, if we get an Electrum pack, or a mix pack as SBC rewards, they go down. For example, we got marquee matchups with rare mix packs and rare Electrum pack, and as a result, silvers went and took a drop. So that is how you learn the silver market. So underway with shadow trading, and how do I recommend learning the market for this? Well, what I recommend doing is you got to set up the filter as always. You're going to be going special, shadow, minimum price and 9.5k. Maximum price is going to be something along the lines of 11,250. Minimum buy now for this is 12,250. Of course, there's a different video on how you find the filter, but this video isn't about how to find the filter. This video is about how you can go and learn the market. So, when you're on shadow trading, which actually I've messed up the filter of, what you need to do is you need to know what these guys sell for. Now, what I say is footbin every single player you do not know. So, let's say Semedo, and I couldn't go and tell you how much Semedo goes for. You're going to head over to footbin, you're going to write Semedo in, and let's say, so again, you're always looking 5% cheaper than what footbin says. So footbin says Semedo is 60k, which means I'd have to get him for 57 or below. That's not there, so we're not going to go and get that. Let's say again we go and see Delaney. And what you need to do, or what I recommend doing, is literally footbinning every single player you can go and tell me the price of. So Delaney, 20k, I've got to get him for 18. But the idea is under repetition you'll learn what these guys sell for. Upper Meccano. Okay, let's head over to footbin, UPA. There we go. Upper Meccano is 13k, so I'm going to get him for about 12, probably like 12, 13 with a shadow. And let's say that was a new Delaney, but luckily I searched from earlier and I remember, okay, he's 18k. And the idea is again that you'll learn this under repetition. And the second way of learning these guys' prices is actually when you go and sell them on. So when you go and sell these players on, what you can do is you can go and track the data. So for example, let's say I went and bought Renato Sanchez right here for 26, and I originally knew that Renato Sanchez sells for 34, so that's why I bought him. And then I went and sold Renato Sanchez on. So what I do is I'd go r.sanchez. I'd probably go and write down what the version is, so it's like the 86 SS one. And I'd go and write 34k, because that's what I've gone and sold him for. Now, what I personally do is I keep data from which is 1 day old. So let's say I went and sold him for 34k today. What I do for the following day is move that data over here to what he sold yesterday. I wouldn't really keep it longer than 2 days because, of course, the market normally just rise and the market does normally drop. But I think it's not going to change too much within a 2 day period unless you're on heavy weekend league sell-off or something crazy has happened to the market as such. So this is how I learned the shadow market. I will footbin every single player I don't know, and then when I do go and buy a card, I'll then go and track down the data. Because the good thing with this is I won't actually have to do shadow sniping. If I know that Renato Sanchez, let's say, sells for 34k of a shadow, then I can literally just go, okay, well, let's say it's the following day. Again, there's nothing to really bring down his price. And let's go, Renato Sanchez. So I sold you for 34k yesterday. Are there any cheap Renato Sanchez's on the market right now? But let's say there was one for 27k. Be like, brilliant. Okay, well, that's 7k cheaper than what I sold him for yesterday. Let me go and buy that and then go and sell him on. And likewise with all the cards you go and buy and sell, you're just going to go and write down every single card you sell on, and then you can go for that one by one and use that data you've stored to your knowledge. But again, up until that point, before you actually buy anything, you are going to footbin every single player. And the idea is really under repetition. You're going to remember what a player's price is. I remember Semedo is 57k from earlier. Delaney is 18k from earlier. Who else we have? We have Upamecano, who is 13k from earlier. And again, you're just going to, under doing over and over and over again, you're going to learn to the point where a player pops up and go, all right, that's a banging deal. And then you're going to go buy that, sell that, and then track the data to reinforce you remembering the prices. So that is how I recommend learning special cards with Shadow. And again, likewise with Hunter, same thing. You're just going to write down what they sell for with a Hunter. So the final market to learn is going to be the icon market. And again, it's basically the same sort of principle where you're going to go icons. You've then got to set that filter again, so it's the highest maximum bid before there are 1 or more cards over an hour. This will be something like 67k, so let's see if we can get to that end. Hopefully the filter is going to work. It is. So we're going to press compare price back out, and then when a new player pops up, let's say for example SEN winner pops up, I then do the exact same thing as the shadow trading. I'd go, alright, so Footbin, what are you saying with SEN? 87. Now this is a little bit different because you can use Footbin's data, because unlike the special cards with shadow, this card's track data of. And then I'd look at the hourly. Okay, he's been up there to 360. Okay, that's interesting. If we look at him yesterday, it's 320. Now, sadly, we've had a massive weekly rise, so this isn't the best example. But let's say we were looking, let's say it was Tuesday, right? Let's say it was Wednesday. What I would normally do is I'd look at Tuesday's data and see where he peaks multiple times. So I'd be like, okay, he's at 335, he's at 326, and he's at 330. I could probably presume, again, if this was Wednesday, that, okay, it goes for about 330 going off of Tuesday prices. And again, it sadly doesn't manually work today because players are up so much for Weekend League. But let's say there was an SEN, and I didn't know if this SEN was a deal. So again, let's say this was Wednesday because it's best for example purposes. We'd say, okay, SEN was 505 there, 548 there, and about 480 all day. So I can go off the presumption that SEN will basically sell for about 480k. Again, given this was Wednesday. Because again, using examples when there's such a high rise with Weekend League won't really help you guys. Again, periods. Let's say periods popped up. Again, I'd go and check Footbin. And you do this until the point where you just know the market. Again, I remember SEN, the baby SEN was 300, 300k. So let's say one pops up for 250, I'd know that's a deal. But you're going to keep on checking him to remember. Again, what was he going on Tuesday? He was 80k, 80k, okay, so let's say this was Wednesday. I'd know he'd be selling for 80k, so I'd go and buy him for 70k. And so on and so on and so on until you learn the prices. And just like the shadow one, let's say I went and bought Pirlo for 180 and sold him for 200. I'd head over here, I'd go Pirlo. I'd obviously write in the rating of Pirlo. And I'd go, okay, well I sold him for 200k. Which then again, if I wanted to, I could go through them one by one. And pick up good deals. So I'll show you guys, just to show you that I actually do, this is actually how I track all my data, but I do it to an extreme level on every single player. Here is how I track my data, or this is, I guess, a directly from the trading guide. You'll see that Bergkamp's I sold today for 125, you'll see Baresi's I sold today for 210, whereas this Baresi I sold for 245 yesterday. The closest I sold here for 157, sold them for 154, and this is just how I learn the market. I write down every single thing I sell, and I Footbin every single thing I don't know the price of, because for me it's the best way how I learn it. So this is basically how I recommend you guys learning the markets. So with the silver one, you're going to write down each player, you're going to go through the league SBC one by one, club one by one, and you're going to go and write down the expensive silvers. And then for the other players, you're going to Footbin them every single time you don't know the price. But when you do know the price, or when you do buy them as such, when you do go and sell them in, go and track down that data and keep it for 2 days, because data is normally relatively relevant for 2 days. As you can see, we've got loads and loads of data here for icons. And again, this is just how I learn the market. So hopefully this has helped you guys, and hopefully it hasn't been too confusing. Once again, I'll reiterate. You're going to build basically a list. You can either write this down. You can do this in your head for all you care. Or again, I use Google Sheets. And again, you just write down the players one by one for each club using Footbin to identify the expensive players. And then once again for shadow and icons, you Footbin the players and then write down every cell. So hopefully this has been a simple video, because obviously we are talking about relatively, relatively complicated things to do, or relatively large markets to learn as such. But I do heavily recommend learning. Once you learn a market, you're over that boundary, and you can make very, very good money, like like we have with icons. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with hopefully a simpler video.